GUTV's Bracketology. I'm Rachel Carlson.
And I'm Cohen Jenkins.
And we are here for the men's basketball homecoming celebration. It's going to be a really big thing at 4:30.
Yes, our show goes from 4 to 4:30, and then the Mark Few show takes over. I'm really excited to hear him speak, Rachel. After our unfortunate national championship loss on Monday, I was really inspired by the words Few had to say. He wasn't negative about anything, even though the team didn't play as well as it maybe could have, and the refs were, a little bit questionable. He didn't question any of that. He took it like a real champ, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say for the fans who have gathered here in quite a large number. We got a big crowd here. The people you're seeing behind us are not even the people who are in the seats in front, so there's already a couple hundred people here to go, and there's still a half hour before showtime. It's going to be a great day out here today. We're going to have a lot of great stuff. We got that big American flag there. Probably the biggest one I've ever seen in person, Rachel.
It's the most patriotic thing I think I've ever seen.
It's it's certainly wonderful.
Better than the 4th of July.
It's crazy out here. But we do need to check in first with our GUTV Bracketology standings. It's full time now. And now we have the winners of each 4 of the categories. So we're going to send it back to the studio where Kelsey's going to tell you who won GUTV Bracketology.
Yeah, guys, for the last month, we have been following our bracketology competition and standings very closely. And with the tournament now over, we have our official winners. Those who win will receive their very own GUTV mic flag. And let's begin with those results. In the alumni division, in 3rd place, we have Colin McQuilkin. In 2nd place, we have Josh Smith. And in 1st place for the alumni is, drumroll, Ben Schumacher, class of 2009. Congratulations, Ben. Next, in the current students division, 3rd place goes to senior Robert Perry. In 2nd place, we have sophomore Joe Kierkegaard. And in 1st place for the current students is a freshman, Trevor Bond. Wow, a freshman stepping in and taking the top spot. Congrats. In our family and friends division, in 3rd place, we have Professor Dan's wife, Jennifer Garrity. In 2nd place, the one and only Dan Garrity. And in 1st place for family and friends is Allie Lauer, girlfriend of GUTV alum Stephen Carr. And in the last but definitely not least of the divisions, the furriest division, the pets. In 3rd place, we have Bailey. In 2nd place, we have Stephen Carr's dog, Loki. And in 1st place in the pets division is Barkalow Garrity. Now that makes 3 Garritys taking top spots. But I don't know if Barkalow would want one of these mic flags, so instead we'll give Barkalow a treat. Go ahead and eat it, boy. Good job. Now, I heard that Barkalow did not let a single team win. He didn't have a single team winning in his bracket that had a cat as their mascot. I think he might have been a little biased. Now, as we've mentioned before, bracketology is more than just bringing the GUTV community together in our love of Zags basketball. This is also our fundraiser for the year, and your donations help provide up-to-date technology for the next group of Gonzaga broadcasters. Later in the show, we're going to tell you just how well that fundraiser did this year. It was pretty well. But first, this week, Rachel Carlson got to know the last senior of the week, Scott Weller, who he took a more non-traditional path to Gonzaga than most students.
My name is Scott Weller. I'm a senior broadcasting major and religious studies minor. 25 years old. I'm married, been married for 3 years. Moved to Spokane from Paso Robles, California. Got my associate's degree at Cuesta College there, and now I'm here at Gonzaga.
Even just the description of himself will tell you that Scott is not like most of his senior classmates. However, that didn't stop him when he wanted to go back to school to gain some new skills.
I finished a broadcasting program at Cuesta. So I finished with an associate's degree in broadcasting in 2013 and just started working, just started doing freelance sports production. For me, it sounds kind of nerdy, but like for me, I enjoy doing sports production because I enjoy sports. So I know I'm doing my job well when I'm enjoying watching the sport through my camera. And it turned out to be a harder thing to make your job just freelancing. And so I decided I wanted to get more into video production. And I was already in Spokane at that point, so Gonzaga was my best choice, and it's a good choice.
Even though Scott walked into Gonzaga with a degree and years of professional experience, our broadcasting program still had a few things to teach him.
There's a great sense of community with GUTV. and it's not like other majors. I mean, I'm not majoring in anything else here, so I can't say for sure, but I have a feeling that it's not like other majors. What GUTV gave me was the ability to tell a story and the tools that I needed to tell that story flawlessly. Storytelling is an aspect that I didn't really have coming into Gonzaga, and I straight away, one of my first classes, my first semester was advanced production, and so I just jumped right in to this class with all these seniors that had been together for 3.5 years already, and so it was just a really cool experience to just jump right in.
Hashtag Kimathon starts now. I'm Scott Weller, the executive producer of this.
I think the best thing that shows how GUTV is family, from my experience, was coming in to this program, knowing only one person, and coming in as this guy that's a couple years older than everybody else, already married, like so many ways that I'm not like the other people in this program, yet I was welcomed in with open arms, and we were the best of friends, like almost immediately, and we just gelled together so quickly. And that happened with the next semester's class and the next year's classes, and every class that I've taken in the broadcasting program has been fantastic, and it's a special place.
Part of his journey to becoming a storyteller included a social justice documentary that was the most impactful piece that he created at GU.
I think the piece from my time at GUTV that I'm most proud of was my documentary for TV and social justice, The Language This Land Remembers, telling the story of the Disabled School in Spokane.
With graduation around the corner, Scott is unsure about where his path will lead him. But we know one thing for sure. Whatever path he chooses, he will succeed. Rachel Carlson, GUTV.
Scott is actually working at the rally right now for local channel SWX. Congrats on already working in the industry, Scott. Right now, let's check back in with Rachel and Cohen out on Foley Lawn, where all the fun is really happening. How's it going out there, guys?
Yes, Kelsey, the support for the Zags across the country is fantastic. There were so many people that went down to Phoenix. We filled up the student section. I saw all 700 student section tickets were taken. And I personally know quite a few people who went down and got tickets that weren't even in the student section. Tons of people from Spokane showed up. As you can see, tons of Spokane people are here today, just here to see Mark Few and the guys talk. There's a lot of support, and you yourself, Rachel, went down to Phoenix to witness the national championship game.
Yes, I did. I got to be in that student section, and man, I've never felt more spirit and love for the Zags. And it just was an amazing feeling to be in the crowd. I didn't even know there were that many people who knew where Gonzaga was, let alone was a big fan of them. So it was just an amazing experience to be there. Even when we lost, there was a moment of sadness, but we realized, you know what, it was a monumental season, and we're all really proud of our guys who went out there and worked their hardest. And what about you? What did you do for the championship?
Old Cohen unfortunately had to stay on campus here at Gonzaga, and I tried to go watch for the Final Four game in the Hemmingson, and I got there at 12. That was 3 hours before the game started, and literally every seat and standing space was already taken.
Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous. So in the second championship game, I went to DeSmet to watch just in my hall, and it was sad. We ended up losing, but the guys from the floor ended up gathering around in a huddle and talking about many of the same things you did. We're so proud of this team for making it to the national championship. Anyways, coming up after this, we're going to have much more GUTV after this break. We'll have a little package, a little video talking about how to deal with the loss and the sadness of losing.
So necessary.
And we're also going to have an alumni package of an alumni who's currently working in Albany doing some great video stuff. So stay tuned. You're watching GUTV.
All right, guys, we've got an article to get done. You're on the story, you're on the photos. Let's get to it.
Welcome back to GUTV. We are here live on Foley Lawn, awaiting the beginning of our celebration for our Zags coming home from Phoenix. I know a lot of you are very upset about the outcome of the game, so Cohen and our fellow broadcasting kids got together to talk about their feelings. Take a look.
Hello and welcome to GUTV's Fireside Chat. We're here after Gonzaga's emotional 71-65 loss to North Carolina. I'm here with fellow GUTV members Samantha Takizawa and Angela San Giacomo. How did you guys deal with the initial shock of losing? Samantha first.
I was actually okay with it. Like right after the game, I had a viewing party at my house. Everyone was just, yelling, oh, the refs were terrible. Oh, this is the worst thing. 2 people cried. But I'm just sitting there smiling going, I'm proud of what we've done. And I think it'd be a disgrace if we all just kept sitting here moping about it. So.
Simply devastating. I was on the floor crying for hours. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't too bad, but it was amazing that we got that far. It was quite disappointing, and the only thing that could cheer me up was a McChicken, and I got 2 of them, so it was good.
I live in DeSmet Hall, and it can't be said that there's no passion in DeSmet Hall for Gonzaga basketball. There was a group of freshmen who were just really into it. After the game, they were just in a circle, like having like a team pep talk, and like probably half of them were crying, and it was just, there's so much emotion surrounding this team. Do you guys think it is normal and okay to be as obsessed with basketball as the Spokane community is?
I don't know if I have a right to say if they do or not. Because I am kind of obsessed with the team. My dad's an alum. My uncle's an alum. The first ever basketball game I went to as a kid was a GU game back home in the Bay Area. So, I don't know. For me, growing up with them, it's kind of hard not to get attached. And especially being this big presence in the community, I understand why they're upset. And I feel for them. I feel with them.
I'd have to say that I think it is justified. I think it is okay that we do this, because one of the things is about Gonzaga is everyone's so dedicated to the community and dedicated to each other. I'd say the power to them. I love it.
How do you make yourselves feel better after a loss like this? Some people go 5 stages of grief, starting with the denial. I know that happened. I saw people deny, the refs blew it, we didn't. And then it slowly works its way around. What do you guys do to just come back down and get back on with your lives?
Let's just say I'm glad I'm over 21. No, that's not true. I am glad I'm over 21. Thank you, Jesus. But I don't know. I always, and this is kind of a pessimistic thing to do, I always try to think of the worst outcome, because if it happens, I'm not disappointed. But if it doesn't happen, something better happens, I'm just like, well, this is a plus side, and I'm the epitome of mediocrity in that regard. Of just, if I set my bar low, nothing's gonna hurt. Just the worst way to live your life.
That is the way to live, Sam, and I need to start doing that. I always think it's just the way I deal with it. 1, McChickens, as you know, and 2, it's a game. It's made for entertainment, so you just got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not out there playing, so I can't really get too attached, but gotta love them Zags.
There's no doubt that we created a lot of good memories along the way. One thing that I recently saw from an NBA coach of a struggling team, Earl Watson of the Phoenix Suns, is that he wants to treasure the moments right now of brilliance they have, because they're not going to remember walking down the street, the championship parade street, but they're going to remember those individual moments early on that led them to become who they are. What is what are those kind of memories you have of Gonzaga basketball this year?
One of the best parts about Gonzaga basketball is that it brings people together. And so for this last game, we went down to a viewing party somewhere in Logan. And mid-game, at halftime, everyone in the room all got up and we got in a giant circle and we just started praying. It was the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen, but it was quite inspiring, having like 20 kids huddling together praying for a basketball game. It was hysterical, but I think that was definitely one of the defining moments for me there for Zag basketball.
We are very fortunate to know one of the players, Ryan Edwards. All of us are Ryan Edwards. And just all the moments where you just see him just so excited. Because in class, he's usually just like, but like if you watch a game and his eyes get really, really wide and then he almost knocks out Tilly, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen, and I'm always going to remember that. And also Prancing Ryan. It's hard not to forget Prancing Ryan. So that's kind of what I'm going to take with me.
One of my favorite things about this team was late in the games, because the thing is with Gonzaga fans is we never like get bored of a game, even if we're up by 50 or like down by a lot. At the end of the game, when they would just start chanting Rui, 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 and like everyone wants this guy at the end of the bench to get in and get some of his, because I think Gonzaga basketball, it's not like a star-studded kind of thing. It's like we are a team and we want everyone to succeed as a team, and that's what makes Gonzaga, I feel personally, a little bit different from some of the other basketball programs I've seen. All right, well, we still have a long time until the start of next season, but I think we had a lot of good memories along the way this year. A tough way to lose, no doubt. Maybe some questionable reffing. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. But a great season for the Zags, and once again, we just want to say how happy we are to be at a school that treasures a team this much and have a team that plays its heart out. Yeah, it was really good to get those feelings out. You know, I really get a sense of now the season's over, now we can get on with our lives. But it was a great year.
That's good. Well, to kind of turn the mood in the opposite direction, we are going to take a look at an alumni whose nickname is Smiley. So hopefully this will put a smile on your face to see her success. Take a look.
Today, Jessica Habian creates videos of local news, like of weevils in trees and car wrecks for the Albany Herald, a newspaper in Albany, Oregon. For this small town, providing video news where there's little broadcast TV coverage is important work. A good question to ask, though, is how did Habian get from here behind the camera and broadcasting to working in Albany, Oregon, shooting video of trucks as they duke it out in the mud?
That's kind of a funny story. I came in not knowing what I wanted to do. My roommate one day said, "Hey, let's go talk to the broadcasting people." So I tagged along with her and decided that it looked really fun. I thought, well, it can't hurt. I didn't know if I wanted to go into business or PR, and I thought, well, I'll take this as my mass communication. I'll take it with her, try to get her feet wet. She ended up being a broadcasting major as well. And I went whole hog and didn't look back. And
the broadcast faculty and staff caught onto her ambitions, and they fostered her growth. Phil Taylor worked especially hard to help her achieve, frequently with tripods.
I know that a lot of the new upcoming broadcasting folks don't know Phil, but Phil was monumental in my GUTV education. One of my classmates said, "Hey, can we borrow your tripod?" I said, "Sure." Well, they took it and they never gave it back. So I had all these people lined up, I had everything, I had no tripod. And of course, you know, you don't shoot anything without a tripod. So I freaked out, came into the broadcasting building. I was in tears. Phil Taylor walks in the door. He went out to the live truck, got a live truck tripod, fabbed out a screw so it would fit the camera out of nothing. I don't even know where he pulled it, but lo and behold, he saved the day. Yeah, if anything was wrong, he was there to fix it. And he helped me in more ways than just TV. I'll put it that way.
When she was a freshman, even though she was a broadcast major, she joined Engineers Without Borders. And as a senior, joining Engineers Without Borders blossomed into a creative opportunity for broadcasting in Benin, Africa.
They were establishing a self-sustainable water filter. So I went hoping for elephants and, safari, and I got dirty water. I took all the gear and I was all alone.
And you fire it and it traps bacteria, E. coli.
It was a challenge to be in a country where people didn't speak my language. They didn't want their picture taken. Trying to tell a story by yourself as a female in a male-dominant culture was probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done. But I made it happen.
And after a post-grad stint at KSPS in Spokane, Habian traveled to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jobless, she walked in the door of New Mexico's PBS.
The executive producer came out, sat down with me, had about a 10-minute interview, said, "Yeah, we could use you," handed me a computer with Avid, and said, "Go home and cut me a rough cut." I said, "Oh God, what have I gotten myself into?" I went home, cut the rough cut, stayed up all night long because I had no idea what I was doing on Avid, and brought it back, and he was so impressed. He said, "I've been trying to get professionals in the industry to turn around what you turned around in a night for 3 months."
Soon, she was editing 2 programs, and one of her edits, a special on the 70th anniversary of Baton, received an Emmy nomination. But all the way in New Mexico, she missed her family in Oregon. She took a job at Fox 12 in Portland, and while she had some fun, it didn't work out.
My creativity was stifled. I wanted to control the interviews. I wanted to talk with the people. I wanted to be outside the fishbowl that was the editing bay. And I didn't ever get to touch a camera. I didn't ever get to interact with my interview subjects.
She found a place where her motivation and creativity could thrive, in Albany, Oregon.
I love my job. I love telling stories. I love being involved in my community. I get to go to a lot of those events where people are really passionate and kind of find out why they love what they do or what makes them passionate and create a relationship that I can tell to other people. I'm still kind of an odd duck. Still having to learn the newspaper side of things, but it's still storytelling and it's still fun. I still don't feel like a professional in the industry. I still feel like a student myself, and I'm still learning. I still make mistakes. I still think about the lessons that Dan taught me, make sure you got a tripod, make sure you're white balancing, make sure your audio is not overmodulated, make sure you push record. Made that mistake. Life is a lesson, and sometimes you screw up, and the next time you learn, and you do it better the next time over and over. So.
Evan Olson, GUTV.
A funny story about Jessica is that when she was a senior and signed the cable tray, she even wrote, "I swear the tripod was already broken."
That's funny. She's a good alumni. She represents us well.
Definitely.
Coming up next, we're going to have the last segment of GUTV Bracketology for the year, and that's going to include one final thank you to our Gonzaga Bulldogs, as well as the reveal on how much money GUTV's Bracketology made this year. Hint, it's more money than I have. We're going to be back on GUTV.
At GUTV, producing a television show is a lot like coaching a basketball game. For instance, we also have a guy with a man bun we put in when things are looking good for us.
And just like that, Gonzaga is headed back to another Sweet 16.
This is a really good show. How much time we got left?
30.
We're going to send in 55.
I'm Scott Weller. Thank you for watching GUTV.
Let's go! Clear!
Welcome back to GUTV. As you can see, the crowd is heating up right now. We have a large, I would say 300 to 400 people, Rachel, here. Ready for Mark Few to get down and dirty with this talk. We only have a few minutes until Mark Few comes on the stage here.
Well, and you can definitely tell by the spirit that a lot of Zags really appreciate this amazing season that we've had. But to just prove it to you even more, go ahead and take a look at all the people who want to thank our men's basketball team.
GUTV would like to give a huge thanks to Gonzaga men's basketball. But we're not the only ones who want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Zags, thank you guys so much for such an awesome season.
Thank you men's basketball for giving us something in Spokane to cheer about for the past 5 or 6 months, and something great to follow for the Final Four and give us a great experience that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives.
I know, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Gonzaga Bulldogs, for letting this Spokane guy live a dream, going places honestly thought you could never go. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year. Go Zags.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thanks basketball team for killing it, for making us so proud to say Go Zags. I'm still recovering my voice, and I know y'all have so much to be proud of, and I'm thankful for you. Go Zags.
Well, it's time to reveal how much we donated during this bracketology. It's definitely a record-setting donation. So let us take a look at what our current tally is. And just so you know, this tally can grow. You can still donate. So let's take a look. Drum roll, please, Cohen. $3,620. That is amazing. Thank you so much to our alumni, family, and friends who have donated.
An absolutely amazing year by both our GUTV team and Gonzaga basketball in general. The festivities are about to start here, the crowd's hyped up, so that means it's time for us to leave, unfortunately. But remember, we have a show for you on Saturday, and that'll be the Gel Weekend Show. Rachel, you're hosting the Gel Weekend Show.
Yes, and it's going to give potential students a look at what broadcasting students do here at GU. So make sure to take a look at that on Saturday. But thank you for joining us on our 2017 GUTV Bracketology. You're watching GUTV.